It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We're going to be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as some of you may have noticed, I've been a little absentee from TikTok for the last week or so. And something's wrong with my phone here. But anyway, I guess I can say I'm back. So come join us. We'll have a lot of fun. And don't forget my theme music, Mr. Barry Spears music. Thank you so much, my friend. And again, my phone is not acting right. But anyway, love y'all. See you in just a little bit. I think I just saw Zoe. Zoe is on my FYP on my other account, so I gotta comment here. Love you. Sorry about that, but I can't leave her hanging on my FYP. That was my granddaughter Zoe, and her video popped up on my FYP. So, hello, Shelly Belly. Oh, what's that? There's like this hand pushing me. Okay, let's turn that down. I don't know who all's here because I was busy when I went on my alternate account to pull up my comments, go to my live and pull up my comments. My granddaughter Zoe's video was on my FYP there, so I had to, interact with it. Hi, Matt. Hi there. Thank you for joining us. And call. And what's this thing about? Something about community guidelines. Hi, Jim Little. Thank you for joining us. And Tina Wilson, thank you. And Orville something, and Vicky Hammond, and Wolfgar, thank you. And Ralph Dyke, and Shelley is sending me likes. And Wynn Craven, I think that was. And Shirley. Hi, Shirley. And John. Hi, Gizno. And Michelle. And Gypsy Girl. Thank you for joining us. And Lisa Giles. I've seen you here before, Lisa. Not for a while, though. Hi, Catherine. And Shelley Lynn Designs. Haven't seen you before. And Jenny. And Tina. And Snyder. And the Rose something. Shelley, you want to check into possible Ram Jam? Because I don't know, but I'm thinking I'm not their mommy. I don't know who that would be. Because I'm pretty sure I'm well aware of who my 4 children are. And I do have a few TikTok children, so that call me, but they don't call me mommy, they call me mama. Hello, nice to meet you. And hybrid rester, I don't know what that says. Hello, Diane. Do you want to go in the box? Hi, Jose. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jose. That's very sweet. Hi, Candy TikTok. Shelley, did you see what I was talking about? Good job. Good job, Shelley. Don't let that go on too long. Oh, well, we're friends right now, Jose. And TikTok's definition of friends is you follow me and I follow you back. Well, unfortunately, I'm at my limit, so I won't be able to follow you back, but we can still be friends. We just won't be the TikTok definition of friends. Hi, Stacy Smith. Thank you so much. And Samantha. And, okay, Ram Jam. Definite Ram Jam, Shelley. And, oh, thank you, Hybrid. Thank you. I will do my best to stay. Who was that? Somebody, I just saw somebody with the name Cookie something. I just saw somebody named Cookie. Hi, Jay. And, oh, hi, Smiles. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for joining us. Cookie Mon. Hi, Cookie Mon. Thank you for joining us. Cookie Monster. Thank you so much for Thank you so much for joining us. You know, my nickname is Cookie. That's why that name caught my attention. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Hello, Becky. Hi, sweetie. And Mickey Davidson. Diane, do you want to go in the box? Hi, Smiles. Thank you. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Thank you so much. Hi, Sneaky Monster. Okay. I know I remember how to do the invitation, Di. and I do have some things that I was going to talk about. Hello. Things that I was going to talk about. Hello, Diane. You know, I don't know what the volume on this phone is at. There we go. Hello, I see the top of your head.
Oh, do you? Let's see.
Oh my God. Hi, Sherry Hart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Hi, JJ Spirit and James Moss something. And Camille, I think, and Darrow, and Cece, and Jody, and Blakely, and Rune 4, Adele, thank you, Maggie J, thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. And as I alluded to in my promo about being absentee for a while, hi, James Whitaker. So somebody's James Whitaker is. I guess you're talking to me when you say Cookie. I will tell you that primarily it's my family who calls me Cookie. I don't really, and my friend DJ Shelly Shell, who's one of my moderators, because I've known Shelly for many, many, many years. Did I hurt my finger? No, I did not hurt my finger. And Ram Jam alert to keep an eye on. Not to do anything about, but just kind of I see this going south real quickly. You can't see you. I don't see you either. I see your house.
My house? Let's see.
I see like your house. Like flip your phone around. There. Now I see you.
Now you see me? Okay, because I still can't see me.
Huh.
In the box. That's weird.
Well, I'll tell you that there's been some. Okay, now what I was having trouble with when I was doing my promo is it kept cutting off. I mean, it would still keep going, but the screen would go dark.
Mm.
And it took me a few times to figure that out. That's why I just let it go, and if I touched the screen, then it would come back. And that's why I just let it go, because I needed to get that promo done and get it up. And I thought I'll figure this out later. And yeah, it was operator error. It was because I had somehow accidentally, or maybe I let my phone get too low and it switched to low power mode.
Oh.
And when it does that, you have to manually switch it back. And yeah, it was, you know, how it was if my screen, if I wasn't doing something on my phone in about 30 seconds, it would turn the screen black, to save power.
Mm.
And so I was having to touch the screen in the middle of my promo to keep it going. And I thought, well, I got to get this figured out. Hi. I have no idea what that is. Maco KKKK. I have no idea what that is. It looks like it could not
Yeah, it
be
looks
good.
like something you shouldn't say.
Looks like something I would not want my screen name to be. That's all I can say.
That's true.
And
Oh,
that
hi,
person,
Stephen.
where do I live? I live in the great state of Kentucky. I'm trying to see if that person is repeating themselves or I'm just now seeing the. Hi, Stephen King. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Train Master. Thank you for joining us. And but anyway, as I alluded to in my promo, that I've kind of been absentee. I just haven't been feeling it lately. I'm going through. I think. Hi, Thomas Campbell. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Um, I think I've been kind of reevaluating things. Not anything to do with TikTok. I'm doing just fine, Stephen. How are you doing? Um, yeah, the heat is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely just insane. I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but we had heat index of like 107, I think it was yesterday, 103 today.
Mm.
Um, but and I did go out of the house today. Not I just went across my aunt Mildred and my cousin Rob and uh, my aunt Mildred's great grandson Jackson and my aunt Mildred's, we could call him her beau. They came today and we went over to my aunt's who lives across the street for a little while. So I did walk across the street.
And that was
And I
enough.
did put my trash can out and check my mail because I'm trying to get my stuff in order for the trip that's coming up now in less than a month.
Ooh.
And so I've been ordering stuff from Amazon, and I know better than to order shoes from Amazon. This is not going to go well. So I've already sent one pair back, and I thought I'm going to order these 2 or 3 pair at a time now because I'm trying to find sandals. And
Yeah.
anyway, so I've got 3 pairs of shoes to take back now to the UPS store tomorrow. And yeah, none of them. They're all too. They're like the strap that goes across the top of your foot is too big. It stands out from my foot like this
Oh.
far. And I mean, I do wear a AAA width shoe, but most of the time when I buy sandals, they're all right. But these, not working out.
Man,
And
shoes are really.
the one pair that actually did fit, across the top of my foot, they were just my foot fit in them perfectly. But sandals, you don't want your toe coming all the way to the end of the sandals. And the sandals that have the thing that goes between your toes.
The thongs, yeah.
Those are always bad for me because, okay, see how long my fingers are? Well, my toes are the same way. So when my foot slides down, oh, God, please. Don't text me for a week and then I'm live right now and you start texting me. Come on, man.
For shame.
And I even sent a message that I got to go live now. Like, this
Bye-bye.
exchange has come to an end because I got to go live. And so I still keep getting the messages. But that's all right.
I have no
Okay,
idea.
Susan, thank you. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping in. You know, we always love to see you, and we know you're a busy man. So we'll see you next week. Um, but anyway, so I think that when I made that decision and I told Alexis that I would go, because you know I don't
Travel.
yeah, I don't do things, especially a trip like that. I just don't do things like that because it's really hard on me. But I think it was something that my Aunt Jackie said, because my Aunt Jackie leads a very sedentary life. She doesn't get out of her chair much at all. I shouldn't be talking about people, but anyway, I didn't say her last name. But anyway, when Alexis asked me to go, she said, and plus, you know, I've been going to Zion's football games, and that kind of wears me out. And I mean, it's a mile from here, but sitting on those bleachers, a little hard on me. Um, anyway, she said, "Well, you need to just tell them. You need to just, hi, indie girl, thank you for joining us. You need to just tell them that, you know, they need to stop asking you because you can't do that." And I said, you know what? That is not how I want to live my life.
Yep.
As long as I can go, I'm going to go. And yes, I will have to, I'm going to get my rest and make sure I'm well rested. And I look at just the trip there. That's going to take a toll. But so what? If I have to stay in bed and rest for a day, that's okay.
Yep.
I can do something the next day, and my Aunt Iva gave me a dose of reality when I brought up the swimming with dolphins.
Uh-oh. What'd she
Because
say?
you know me and wildlife. She said, "We will hear you screaming all the way back to Kentucky." I'm like,
you,
"Why would you think I would be screaming?" She said, I know you.
yeah,
Like,
but the
I'm not
dolphins
going to
won't be.
scream about dolphins because I will be able to prepare. They're not going to sneak up on me. It's things sneaking up on me that, I mean, okay, it is true that cows and horses and big animals, it would be true of any big animal like that. I'm not going to be, although I did ride an elephant once and I did ride a camel once.
There you go.
So,
And the
and
dolphins are not.
it was overcoming a fear to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, well, the dolphins won't be coming through your window into your house.
Right. Or sneaking up on me.
You'll be in their element so they won't be able to
Mm-hmm.
sneak up on you. And they're
Yeah.
not scary at all. They're very gentle.
Right. Right. Well, most people don't think cows and horses are scary.
It
And
depends
I
which
don't
one.
think they're scary either. I'm just terrified. It's just a phobia that I have that I've never really seen any good reason to overcome, because I don't really need to be near cows and horses.
I love cows and horses.
Oh, I
But
love them too, but I just want a fence between them and myself. That's all I ask for. Just stay over there on your side of the fence.
for me, it's bugs. Now, I am a million times bigger than any bug that could come into my house, but they still creep me out.
I don't like bugs either, and I do scream when I see bugs. That's my Aunt Iva was here not too long ago, and we have these millipede things that come up
Oh,
through the drains.
I
I
don't like them.
Those things. I actually and we had those in Ohio too. I never saw them at the house, but when I moved to the condo, I started seeing them, and I actually got a bite on my neck
Oh
that
no.
I ended up that swelled up like a goose egg, and
Mm.
my doctor thought it was either a spider bite or a millipede bite that like went septic or something, and I had to take shots.
Oh no. If they bite me, that
Cows
means
are
they were on
calm.
me.
Cows do seem calm, but they're still ginormous.
They're very
And
heavy
I
and
have seen cows kick people
yep, and they charge
and
you.
and charge, and now I've never seen anybody get attacked by a cow, but I've
I
seen it
have.
in movies.
I have seen it, and it's not pretty. And most of the time, they grow weary of you very shortly after they charge you, so they don't like keep coming after you. But they are very large animals, and just one head bump can knock you for a loop.
Well, and
So,
horses can kick. I've told that story more than once about the reason I have that phobia is because when I was somewhere between 2 and 3 years old, because it was when my dad was in Korea, I had a pony, and my grandfather was out in the barnyard, and I wanted to ride the pony. Well, they didn't want to put the saddle on it because it was probably about supper time, and they didn't want to put the saddle on it, so he just sat me on it with no saddle. Well, I don't know what happened, but it ended up the pony threw, and it was not a little Shetland pony. It was kind of a bigger pony, and it threw me off and then stomped on me and broke my arm.
ow!
And yeah. So, and they never, and after that, I was terrified of them, and they never made me get back on one. It wasn't until I was 18 years old that I got back on a horse for the first time. And then that went awry. And
Yeah, maybe
ended up
maybe you should just stay away.
ended up by the time they got the horse calmed down, I had my arms and legs wrapped so tight around its neck that they had to pry me off of it. And I said, "That's it, done. Not doing it again."
No more.
Because I don't have any huge desire to ride horses. That does not look like the least bit fun to me. And
It's a lot of bouncing around.
I'm not going to be milking any cows or anything. So, because I make them nervous.
Because they can sense that you're nervous.
Yep. That's why
Like
there's
dogs
a
and cats.
YouTube video that I made of my Aunt Iva milking a cow, and that took 2 days to make because when I went in the barn, the cows it spooked. They only have two cows, and it spooked the cows, and one of them took off, and yeah. And then my Uncle Walter told my Aunt Iva and I to stand like in the barnyard and block them from going down in the pasture. I don't even know why he tells me to do things like that. Have we met? So, of
Really.
course, as soon as the cow is coming near me, in fact, I was hiding behind a tractor, like sticking my arm out and saying, "Shoo, shoo, go away." He's like, "Get in front of that cow."
Nope,
Lost
I
your
don't think
mind.
so. There will be
So
no
the cow went
blunting.
back out in the pasture, and it took them 2 or 3 hours to bring it back up because they have to be milked. It's
Yeah,
very uncomfortable for them. Any woman that's ever breastfed knows what I'm talking about.
yeah,
It's very uncomfortable for them if you don't milk them.
yeah. They have to.
Uh, Becky, what are you saying you have seen? I
She's
don't know.
seen a cattle hurt people.
Yeah, I mean they're big. And my point has always been they have a mind of their own. I don't care how well trained they are. They have a. It's
And
like, and Alexis has a pit bull. It's a pit bull mix actually, but I love that dog. That dog is really really sweet. Love him. and he's a really sweet dog. But it's kind of like having a pet lion. I don't want to have a pet that,
that you're
should they decide that they don't like me anymore, they could kill me with a bite.
yeah
You know,
yeah you don't want to
I don't really want an animal that dangerous.
yeah you don't want an animal that you're afraid of.
Right. And even, I mean, I'm not afraid of dogs. I'm not afraid of cats and dogs. But thank you, Jeff. You have a nice evening too. Oh yeah, see, they are very protective of their young. You know,
Very.
dogs are like that too. When my mom was only 5 years old, a dog attacked her, and I mean, just tore into her face. My mom had scars on her lip and her face that were actually, people thought she had had a cleft lip because my brother and
Mm.
sister both had a cleft lip. Zach had, I'm not cleft lip, I apologize. I had cleft palate, so you did not have a cleft lip. And Zach had a cleft palate. Um, but, you know, people thought that she had had a cleft lip.
Right,
That
they
she
didn't know it was a
it
scar.
was where she was attacked by a dog, and she had two scars down her lip. And actually, later on, there was some plastic surgery that was done that actually corrected it. I mean, when she was an adult.
Yeah,
But
I got bitten in the face by a dog when I had a paper route. I guess
mhm.
I was, I don't know, maybe 14 or 15. No, actually, that was, I got bitten by dogs twice. Once when I had a paper route when I was like 15 or 16. And then once when I was only about 7 or 8 years old, I was playing with the dog's ball, bouncing it up and down in front of me. And I didn't know the dog was outside because he wasn't in the front yard. So as the ball got to my face level and I went to grab it, the dog came and grabbed the ball because he wanted to play with me, and he caught the top of my lip and the bottom of this side.
Yeah.
So he punctured it because he immediately knew that it wasn't the texture, of the ball. And it was a
Right.
dog I was friendly with. I loved that dog. It was our
Right.
neighbor's dog. So he didn't tear anything, thankfully. I just had puncture holes. But because I wouldn't tell the police or the hospital whose dog it was that bit me, I had to have rabies shots. Oh, that was not fun. And there
Yeah.
was
My mom,
16 shots.
they they couldn't find the dog at first, and my mom never. I know my mom didn't have to take the shots because they found the dog. They did what they needed to do, and the dog did not have rabies. And but what they found is that the dog had a litter of puppies under this building,
Oh,
that it, and that's why that it had become so aggressive like that.
yeah. Well, I didn't tell my mother and father that I had been bitten by the dog because my father was a police officer and he did not like any animals. So he would have immediately went and shot the dog.
Oh yeah,
And I didn't want
my
that to
dad would have
happen.
done the same thing. If a
I
dog
didn't
bit
want
one of us, he would shoot the
Yeah,
dog.
I did not want that to happen because it was a mistake. The dog didn't bite me out of
Right.
anger or anything, or
You
it just didn't
you
know. It was
knew
just
that
too close.
that the dog did not intend to hurt you. You were
Yeah, no,
playing.
it was not
Right. And
intentional at all.
that's a completely different scenario
Yeah,
than a
yeah.
dog
So,
literally attacking somebody. But
and my brother, my father came down to go to work. I was sitting on the front porch and my face was all bloody. And he was like, "What happened to you?" So I knew my brother was at his friend's house that was too far away from my father to go before he went to work. So I just told him that my brother did it to me because I knew he couldn't go there and he had to go to work. So then, as soon
yeah,
as he left for work, I ran upstairs and told my mother what happened. And she called the ambulance, and we took the ambulance ride to the hospital, and I got my rabies shots.
yeah,
But I don't think we ever told my father what really happened because he was
yeah.
not a nice
They're
person
really,
and not kind.
yeah. They have their ideas about those things. I see people popping in here up here that I'm not seeing down here yet. So. But yeah, this phone has been lagging so far behind, and but anyway, and I was going to tell whoever it was that was here that was talking about the, I think it was Sean the rapper, because when I went back and watched the live replay, I didn't see any freezing up, and I mean, it has frozen up before on my end, and I see that whenever I
Yeah.
watch the live replay, but I didn't see any freezing up in the live
Yeah,
replay.
well, he had a live after yours that I went to, and it was him. It was on his side.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes it could be on my side, but it's just usually it's not because you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people though are having problems because of the heat and the
Yeah.
bad weather, all the thunderstorms and everything. I think it's affected the phone towers.
Yeah. Hi, Hank. Hi, Hank and C. Thank you for joining us, sweetie. Oh, and Shelly's saying it was freezing up on her the whole time last week.
Mm.
And yeah,
But
and but
not me at all.
usually when it's on the host's end, then when you walk, because it has been on my end before. I've seen it on my end, and I know from my my one of my other friends that I used to. He did Facebook and YouTube live. So I wasn't a moderator. I just watched his live to make sure that he knew if it was freezing up or anything like that.
Mm.
And but anyway, when it's on the host's end, when you play the live replay back, all those glitches are in there.
Yeah.
They always show up there. But
Okay. Usually mine glitches up a lot because I have terrible service here. Spectrum, it's terrible. But last week I didn't have any glitching, but everybody else did. So I don't know. I don't know
yeah,
what's going on.
and now when I was on my friend Shep's live, I kind of stopped going to his live. I haven't been to his live for a few days because it just kept freezing up. And I don't know whether that was on my end or his end. I have no way of knowing that.
Mm.
Because a lot of times people go to somebody's live, and even if it is freezing up, they don't say anything. They just,
Yeah, but it depends. Like sometimes it only freezes for a second or two, and then sometimes it's longer, and you can see the little circles buzzing. While it's buffering.
yeah. Yeah,
But
and like Shelly is saying there that it was me because when she went to other lives, they were fine.
no,
So
I
I
didn't
don't.
see anything.
And there was more than one person saying that it was freezing
Mm,
up for them. So I have no. I don't know why it would be true that I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the replay because the replay should. Well, I guess the replay is whatever I see, and I didn't see it. It wasn't freezing up for me.
yeah, I
On
didn't see
my
any
end,
of
I
it
never
either.
saw the screen freezing up.
Mm,
But anyway.
strange. Technology, it's a wonderful thing. Boy.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, what I was saying about not being on TikTok for a while. And I'm going back to what I was saying about how I started thinking about for the last I'm going to say 7 years. I've been it's like I've been in a holding pattern because how it started out whenever I started getting weaker and weaker. Um, I kept thinking, and I was having to do less and less. It was getting really bad. And what I thought is, okay, it's okay. They're going to figure out what this is, and then they're going to fix it. And then everything will go back to the
Yeah.
status quo. Well, it didn't work out that way. They did finally, I've said it before, at the Cleveland Clinic, figure out what it actually was, what the problem actually was, and well, it wasn't something they could fix.
Yeah.
It was something. I'm not going to say they can't fix it. They absolutely can fix it. Um, there, there's one doctor that I know of that has actually done that surgery multiple times, mostly on babies. But, and he is at OSU, so he is, that was my doctor when I was in Ohio. But anyway, it could be fixed, but they have no guarantee that it would make anything any better.
Yeah.
My shortness of breath and how weak I get and all of those kind of things because of the problems that I have.
Yeah, and the surgery
Which
is
have
dangerous.
now caused me to have congestive heart failure because of my heart overworking all my life. It doesn't make sense at my age for them to crack my chest open and do that surgery. Plus, there's another procedure that they could do at the same time that would be helpful to me too. But it just, I'm not at death's door. I'm able to live a relatively good life. It is limited. What I can do is limited, but
Yeah.
I'm okay. And if what they always tell me, if I were, 31 instead of 61, or back then they were saying if I were, you know, 25 or 35 instead of 55, it would be a no brainer. But because of my age,
Yeah.
and it can be treated with medication. The medication has a lot of side effects, but but it can be treated with medication rather than doing that radical,
Yeah. That's a
and
lot.
I'm good with that. But anyway, my point was that I kind of stayed in that holding pattern, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Mm.
And I've been doing that for about 7 years now. And I think when my aunt said that about me going on this trip and like going to Zion's football games, about you need to tell them, to stop asking you to do things like that. And it's like, whoa, no, no, no. I don't want them to ever stop asking me to do things like that.
Yeah, because once you're no longer an option to be in the picture, then they just forget to ask you, and then you kind of just fade into the background,
Yeah.
and you don't want that.
Well, see, I'm lucky that they still ask me. I haven't I haven't turned them down enough yet that they don't still ask me.
Yeah.
And because Alexis has asked me multiple times to go on vacation with them.
Yeah.
And I just haven't done it. And this time, for whatever reason, when she asked me, I said yes. Now, she kept wanting me to go on a cruise. I don't want to go on a cruise. I actually have, other than it would be nice to go on a cruise with them. To be there with them and have that time with my grandsons. And,
Yeah, to have the
that would
company.
be good. But I'm kind of claustrophobic, and being out in the middle of the ocean on a ship that I can't get off of, because I'm like that on a plane. I know I can't get off this plane,
Mm.
so it makes me feel kind of, ugh. But I just have, I know how to cope with that and say, stop it.
For some
Just
reason,
knock it off.
yeah, I could not go on a cruise because for me, it's to look out the window and not be able to see land that freaks me out. That just totally freaks me out. I can't with the cruise. But airplanes for
What?
some reason
What
don't
is
bother me.
Hank? What is Hank saying? Hank, what do you mean? You
He said
stopped
you're
me when
still
I seen you. You're still a spring chicken. Yeah, well, if I'm a spring chicken,
We need to see that winter
I'm
chicken.
definitely not a frying chicken anymore. I'm a roaster. And if anybody that knows anything about chickens will know what
Chicken.
that means.
Yeah, well,
I'm not a fryer, I'm a roaster.
we're not spring chickens. We're winter chickens now.
Well, that's a roast. A frying chicken is a young chicken,
Yeah.
and a roaster is an old chicken. You
Yeah.
got to boil that thing from now until doomsday so that it won't be like rubber.
Well, I've let all my friends know what my limitations are now. So if they come and visit me, they know that we're not going to be running all over the place and we're not going to be walking for hours and we're not. No, that's not going to happen. Not with my
Well,
knees the way they are.
My aunt Iva, how she always wants us to go to the pallet store on Thursday and do all that stuff on Thursdays. And I don't like doing it on Thursday because I need to rest from my live.
Mm,
And because,
I
I
want to go
mean,
to the pallet store.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but Diane, when I get off of here, if I've done that all day with her, now I'm all right if I haven't done anything all day when I get off of here. But if I've done all that like I did last week and that running around, my Aunt Iva wasn't even with me. I had my own running around to do. And when I got off the live, I was so exhausted. I didn't
Yeah.
even remember to put my trash out. I mean, I was absolutely exhausted. I can't even remember what other stupid things that I did. There was like other stuff that I did that I don't even
Yep.
remember because I was so exhausted I could barely hold my head up. And
Yep.
but anyway, so and I've had kind of a reality check too. And if you watch the few videos that I have done, you will see an underlying theme that I'm not really going to talk about, but there is an underlying theme there. Except for in the last two that I did, and that was me rebelling. I was doing song. Well, actually, it's the same song. I did a duet with Jeffrey Rowe of the song Love Bites. I thought it was a little risque. It was a little it was out of my comfort zone, but I thought I am doing it anyway. And I did do the Meredith Brooks song "Bitch." I did do that song too.
I love
So
that song. It,
I do too. It's like our anthem.
it used to be my ringtone.
Oh, really? But it is. It's like anybody my age and younger, it's our anthem.
Yep. That's a song that we all knew.
Absolutely.
And when I
And
made it my ringtone, all my friends made their ringtone the same song, only for when I came up. So whenever I would call them, all you'd hear is, I'm a bitch. I was like, very nice.
yeah. And I
But
see. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So and I did. I just kind of decided I don't want to be in a holding pattern anymore. I'm going to do what I'm going to do and
see how it goes.
pay the devil later.
Yeah, go have some fun. If you have to rest more than the other people, then you go back to the hotel and you
Right.
rest.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. If I have to, maybe all I can do, and I know the heat is going to take a toll. And I know
Mhm.
I can't, I got to protect myself from the bugs because I can't get bug bites. That's
Oh
bad
yeah,
for, bad for
love bug.
anybody. But I have an allergy to, you know, bee stings and mosquito bites and flea
Mm.
bites. If I get a flea bite, it looks like a bee sting on most people.
Yeah,
And
no, mostly
it
down there
just,
it's just mosquitoes. No,
mosquitoes are bad for me, but, I can, oh, so I've been, because this is how I do things. I made my list, and I still need my sunscreen, and I still need the sandals, but I'm going to take care of that tomorrow because I'm going to the other town over, because, we live in BFE here. And I'm going to go. You know what? My hair does have a purple tint to it. Well, Hank, I did my hair purple because of my son. Committed. I let him. Okay, I let him. What did I let him do? Bait me into agreeing that when I hit 20,000 followers, I would dye my hair purple. And that was a long time ago, but like Diane and I talked about, the one person that we knew that would remember would be Zach, my son. So I was true to my word. I dyed my hair purple. And we will not be doing that again. It does still have a little bit of a purple tint to it, just slightly. But
It's
that's
cute
partially
though.
because I use purple shampoo to tone down the brassiness.
Hmm.
So it's always going to have a little bit of a purple tint to it.
Yeah,
But
it's not overly noticeable or
yada
anything. It's just a
yada.
nice
Oh,
color.
you stop. It's easier to give yourself forgiveness than permission. It ain't hard for me to give myself permission or forgiveness. I'll tell you right now. I don't carry around a lot of guilt. There's my buddy. There's my sweetie pie.
Junior.
Hi, Junior. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry I haven't done any more duets with you, but I did do that one. I did do that one. The was that when did I do that? Was it after my live last week that I did that talking duet where I'm saying,
Yes,
what is it? Was it after my live that I did that?
I believe so. Yeah.
The one about don't you go out that door.
Yep.
You are not going fishing this weekend. If you go out that door, I'm breaking up with you.
Yep. I thought that was funny. That was out of your comfort zone too.
Well, I'm not going to say it was out of my comfort zone, but I didn't know if I could do it or not.
Yeah, it was unusual to see you not singing.
Yeah, yeah. But when I saw him do that, I had to do it. Thank you, Junior. Thank you for when I saw his video. I'm like, because now, Junior, I'm not insulting you, but we know how conservative I am. And Junior doesn't do a whole lot of videos that I can duet because number one, most of the time he has no shirt on, and we have laid down the rule that I'm not duetting any shirtless men. I'm sure I will break that rule at some point, Junior, and when I do, it will be a duet with you. Because there's a lot of his videos that I might duet, but he won't put a shirt on.
That's funny.
And he was doing there was a duet that he was going to do, and him and I were kind of talking about it. And I had this idea for it. But then he would need to wear the same clothes as the woman, his sister in the video. And he said, I don't have a purple shirt. And I'm now repeating personal conversations here. But anyway, I said, well, I never thought I would actually suggest this, but actually this video would probably be better if you didn't wear a shirt. I said, I can't believe I'm actually suggesting that you do a video with no shirt, but this one I think you should.
Bending your own rules. But your other friend cracks me up with his videos. Stud Muffin.
Yeah,
He's so funny. Just
he
his
is.
facial expressions and the
Uh-huh.
songs he chooses to use, he makes me laugh.
Yeah, he is
I get a kick out
adorable.
of
He
him.
is adorable. And but you died laughing. You died laughing when I told you to do the video and not wear a shirt because he's like I said I can't believe I'm suggesting this, but but yeah, it was actually a but none of his videos are offensive to me, Junior. I want you to know that none of your videos offend
No.
me or I am offended by. It's just not what I do. And I know you understand that. But for other people who may not understand that, I'm not a. It takes a whole lot to. I'm offended. I'm offended by things like bullying and racism and hate and those kind of things. That's what I'm offended by. The kind of stuff that my friends like Junior do, that's just funny. I don't care who you are, it's funny.
Mm-mm.
But just because I laugh at it doesn't mean that I'm gonna
Be part of it.
I like my kids and my grandkids to have a certain image of me.
See, I don't have to worry about that. So
Yeah, they don't need to know everything. Shelly's gonna give it. I know you do, Junior. I know you know that you are not the least bit offensive to me. You're a little over the top though, and you embarrass me sometimes. Me sitting here by myself, and I know when I watch some of his videos, my face turns red. I guarantee it. I need to do one of those. I need. Bye, Hank. Thank you for coming, sweetie. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, I know I need to do one of those react videos. But
and
see,
make
then I'd
sure,
have to put that on my page, and I can't
yeah,
really do that.
and make sure you have bright enough light.
Shelly's gonna give. Oh, Shelly, you didn't see the. Well, I'm pretty sure I sent you that video because I sent that when I did that. Don't you go out that door.
That was on my FYP.
Really, really. But I thought I sent that to Shelly because we were talking about that about how I don't do those talking videos.
Hmm.
I figured out it is just like a song. I can get the cadence of that, but I will tell you. See, I'm seeing. Oh, that's. Oh, I see what that is now. That keeps popping up here, and then I think it's a comment, but then it's not down here. It's because it's stuff that I see as as the host that I don't see down here.
Um,
But what was I getting ready to say? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. When I did that, and when I did the Meredith Brooks song, I did them in the two, where I slowed it down. It's the 2x when you're creating your video. It's the 2x, how it
yeah.
slows it down. Because when I did that, I tried over and over to do that video with Junior. I couldn't talk. I could not move my mouth that fast because that woman's like, "You're don't you go out of this house? If you go out of this, you're not going fishing." She's talking so fast that I couldn't even talk that fast. I couldn't move my mouth that fast. So I thought, well, if I really, really want to do this, and I thought if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to slow it down because I couldn't physically move my mouth
Yeah.
that fast.
Yeah,
And
I
she is
record a lot of
talking
things.
really fast.
Yeah, I
And then
record a
I
lot of
thought
things
about,
into it.
then when I did the Meredith Brooks song, I thought, you know what? I love, because my friend Kimba, her videos, she always uses that, and how it gives them that kind of jerky kind of look that it gives them, the way they move. I
Hmm.
really love that. I mean,
Hmm.
I wouldn't use it for all of my videos or anything, but I do really love the look of that. And I thought, when I did that, one of my friends did that Meredith Brooks video with that bell filter, and I really loved that. And I thought, I want to do this. And then I thought, this is the one that I want to have that look. And so I also did it in that speed, that slowed down version. Hi, the Peanut Butter Bandit. Thank you for joining us. And Shelly, thank you for tapping the screen, because I know you're the one that's probably done most of the 4,000, because we have 4,400 likes right now, which is kind of a lot for us. And well, and I just, oh, and I'm almost at 1,000. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on the alternate account, Diane.
Oh yeah, you back up?
Well, yeah, it's 943.
Hmm, pretty close.
Because what I was going to do is I was going to let Zach have that account, because he's never going to try to build up his TikTok. And I thought I would let him have that account, so that if he wanted to, he could actually do a live where he
Hmm.
does a live and he's singing, if he wanted to do that.
Do you think he would though?
Um, I don't know. I know. Well, he doesn't mind singing in front of people. He'll sit down in front of strangers and play his guitar, and he just plays one song after another like the radio. So what would be different is responding to comments. I don't know how into that he would be,
Hmm.
because he doesn't. Yeah, Shelly, were you tapping your finger off when we got to 7,000? You and Gabby, probably. Well, that one night we stayed on longer. And that one, it wasn't last week, but it was the week before. It's probably the night probably when we had seven, because we had 1,111, almost 1,200 people in here that
Wow.
night. I mean, not all at the same time. I think the most that were here at any one time may have been 100 for a very short time. But yeah,
Yeah,
some
I find
nights.
like right when you go live, a lot of people jump in and then they see who you are and what you're about, and then they slowly fizzle out till you
Yeah,
get you
and
back to your regulars.
they come in here, they leave pretty quickly. But
If
I
we,
haven't seen Smurfette, haven't seen Nas.
no,
Um,
we haven't seen Nas in a while. Smurfette was here last week.
Last week, actually, Diane, I think right after you left, because remember I stayed on for a few minutes, did probably
Hmm.
5-10 minutes with Zach, and then I got off of here. And when I got off, when I stood up, I kicked the tripod, turned it over, and there was like this big heavy thing on the top of it, bashed me right in the
Oh,
head. My head is still sore, and my head was bleeding.
oh
And I
no!
sent Zach a text and said, "My head is bleeding."
You are a
It
danger to
hurt. It
yourself.
almost knocked me out. I'm not kidding. I saw stars. And and then I texted back real quick and said, "It's okay. It's just a flesh wound."
You don't have to take me to the ER.
Yeah. And yeah, it took me a little while to get it to stop bleeding, because it's your scalp. But
Yeah, and scalp wounds tend to
yeah,
bleed a lot.
it cracked me good. I was
Ouch.
like, God, what's going on around here? Toasted and baked. Hi, toasted and baked. I have seen toasted and baked here before.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other thing that I was going to talk about a little bit, and but anyway, I decided that I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm just not going to do that. And it is, I swear, it's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in a holding pattern all the time. Like I'm waiting for something to happen. And I don't know. Things don't happen unless we make them happen. Things don't change unless we change them.
It needs some type of impetus to get it kick-started, and then you see what happens. If
Yeah,
things
and
go well, they go well.
I've
And if they
been
don't, they don't.
watching, there's something on HBO or HBO Max, and Shelley's familiar with it. I know I never pronounce her name right. I think it's Brene Brown. I mean, she's done TED Talks. She's done a lot of one of her big things is vulnerability and embracing vulnerability. That I think that was a TED talk that she gave. Um, Daryl Peterman is a big fan of hers. We read a lot of her stuff and watched a lot of her stuff in our leadership group and our team. I'm sorry, and but she's got a new series. It's only 5 parts. That's on HBO Max, or just HBO on demand, called The Atlas of the Heart. And it's really, really, what it took me back to was because it's about compassion and empathy. And I really love listening to that. And I kind of binged it, and then I'm going back through and then watching one episode at a time and then kind of letting that sink in. But
Mm.
you know, I'm a I am a impulsive binger. I don't. I've got to the point where I don't even want to watch a 2-hour movie anymore because it's just not enough.
And I'm
I
just the
need the
opposite.
I need the limited series. I need it to be at least 8 or 9 hours long before I even get anything out of it. It's like 2-hour movie. That's like a commercial to me now.
There are very few things I can binge watch. I usually just like
Well,
to
I do.
watch a movie and then I'm done. But there's
Yeah, I
so
watch
few
a
things
movie
that
and
are interesting.
it's like okay, I want to know more. I need more information about this. I
What I
did
can,
watch. She mentioned 2 movies in the Atlas of the Heart. She mentioned this movie called Chef. It was done like in 2014. It's got what's his name, John Favreau, and trying to think of who that girl, what other show she was in. But anyway, it's really good. I really liked it a lot. I watched it, and it's not the kind of movie I normally watch. You know, like a rom com kind of thing. I'm with those are chick flicks. I don't. That's not really the kind of movie I usually watch. But I
yeah.
really loved it, and it's like you know what? I need to lighten it up a little bit because what do I watch? Documentaries,
Documentaries.
serial killer documentaries,
Yep.
serial
Nonfiction.
killer movies. I need to lighten it up a little bit. And that was a really good. Um, she gave she uses in her talks, even when she did her TED Talks, she uses a lot of movie clips to demonstrate certain emotional
Mm.
exchanges and, to demonstrate. She uses a lot of movie clips, but she mentioned that movie in particular, and I saw that it was on HBO Max, so I just went ahead and watched it. Now, she mentioned another one called, now I can't even remember what the name of it was. Oh my God. Book Smart. And I popped in my head as soon as I touched my phone. Um, it's a movie called Book Smart, and it looks like a movie that I would like, but I couldn't find it anywhere unless I bought it or rented it. And
Mm.
and I wasn't all that into it. I didn't want to watch it that bad. But
Uh,
anyway, so I did watch that movie, and I really liked it. It's like I'm going to watch more movies like this. I'm going to watch those light comedies and things like that. I'm going to watch those because I think it actually was good for me.
yeah, you need a little
And
change of venue every once in a
yeah,
while.
I need to change it up. Get out of the darkness, because man,
Yep.
I do live in the darkness sometimes, and it's. But those are kind of the things I was doing, and I did those little quick duet things and stuff like that. I did those things, and I hadn't done a duet with Jeffrey Rowe forever, and it wasn't even the song that he did, it was the way he did it. He's apparently got one of those 360 camera things now,
Mm.
that spins the camera around. And I loved when he did a bunch of videos like that, but that one's the one that I loved particularly. So I thought, well, I'm going to do this song. I don't care if it is
Mhm.
not really what I usually do, but I did it, and then I thought, you know what, I kind of like this. I'm going to take this video, that I did for the duet, and I'm going to turn it into my own video. And so I did that too. That was about, and then I did a video I did a video that I've done that I've posted a couple of times, but this time I posted it all black and white and made it look a little different. But I think that's the third time, and then I also did a duet of it. It's that song "Nothing Takes the Place of You,"
Mm.
that I have to hide behind Brooke Benton because they actually took the original version of that video that I did was TikTok music. I'm trying to think of his name. His last name is Bennnoit, but I cannot think of his first name. It's like Tab. I know that's not it, but it's like a 3-letter name. And it's an unusual name. But anyway, um, the TikTok music that I originally used for that video, they took it off TikTok. His music isn't on TikTok anymore, so they stripped the music
Mm.
out of my video.
Video.
And so now when I do it, I have to hide it behind the Brooke Benton version of that song, even though that's not who it's by. But I've noticed that they've been stripping a lot more sound out lately.
Yeah, I think they're changing who and what they put up because a lot of people have been complaining about certain music, and I think they're changing the copyrights, and I think they're changing who they'll pay and who they won't pay to use their music.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see a lot of different stuff on here that wasn't on before, and a lot of things that
Oh,
I used
really?
to see aren't there anymore.
And see, I haven't been, because, I spend probably on average 3 hours a day on my FYP page watching videos. And, people ask the question all the time about how many views that they're getting or not getting. I will tell you this, when I didn't spend all that time watching videos and interacting with other people, because now what I've been told is that the more you interact with other people, the more your videos go out on the FYP, and which in turn then causes more views. But I will tell you, since I haven't been spending that time on my FYP watching other people's videos and interacting with them, my views have gone
Down.
way down.
Yeah.
Now,
A lot of people.
there's
A lot of
there,
people have
it's
been
not
complaining.
it's not a really good DOE or design of experiment, because there's two things that are different. One thing is me not interacting as much. Two is I'm not making 3 or 4 or 5 videos a day.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's two different changes that I've made, and don't know a combination of both of them. But yeah, I mean, I rarely put up a video that doesn't get at least 3, 4, 500 views. Yeah, I have videos that have like 100 views or something in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
will say,
people.
I will say that video that I did, that duet that I did with Junior of the "Don't You Leave This House." Yeah, I think that's close to 3,000 views.
People
Yeah.
like that one. Yeah, a lot of
Well,
people
that
have been complaining that the views have been in the toilet and they don't know if it's they changed the algorithm or who they're pushing your videos out to, who they're not pushing it out to. Every other week it's something different. So you just
yeah,
got
and
to
I
put
mean,
a video out there and hope for the best.
I've said this many times about how there was a time, you know, when I first went on TikTok. I'm talking like in the first, hmm, I'm going to say the first few months, because it was very shortly after I started going live. Very shortly after I started going, because my videos used to, every video I put up, they averaged 2,000 views a video. Every video. And not long after I started going live, there, and I mean, and it was instantaneous. That I don't know what the coincidence was. I don't know why it happened this way, but I had a video go into review for the first time that had ever happened. And coming out of that, my videos rarely got over 200 views. I mean, like that. Just went from averaging 2,000 views a video down. So I don't know. And we're not supposed to know,
No.
because if we could figure out their algorithm, then we would be able to figure out how to game it.
Yep.
And
And
they
how to go
don't want
viral.
us gaming it.
Yeah.
You know, the
Especially the
more
people that
time
get paid.
and I always say this to people, the more time you spend on TikTok, the more you interact with other people, the more views you will get. And unfortunately, I will say that it doesn't have a whole lot to do with your content. It really
Nope.
doesn't.
Nope.
I mean, I've made videos that I really was really proud of, that I really liked. And I mean, I thought they were really good. I mean, of course, I'm not completely objective. I have a tendency to like my own. I don't think it makes any sense for if I would say I don't like my videos, and why am I posting them?
Yeah.
Why am I making them? Then make something you do like. It's
Yep.
kind of like my
Boring.
art or my anything else that I do. Of course I like it, or I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie and say, oh, no, I think that. I'll tell you which videos of mine that I think are crap, and you've never seen them because I don't post them. if if I can't find some redeeming value in it to myself, I don't mean to anybody else. I just mean to me. Or if
Yep.
there's not something about it that I like, then I'm not going to post it. And I've posted videos and then looked at them later and thought, yeah, I don't like that, and taken them down. I
Yeah, I've
mean,
taken
Junior,
down
I
videos
did
that
that.
I don't
Junior,
like.
Junior stopped commenting on duets that I did with him because he knew that what when I posted it, to just wait, give it a little while, because that probably ain't going to be the one that stays up. And anybody, only time anybody notices that is somebody that I'm doing a duet with or something. They're like, I already comment on this. Why is it back up here again? And
Yep.
it's because I see something that it's like, why? How did I miss that? And I take it. I do that a lot. I do that not all the time, but I do it a lot. And I know he's like, well, I'm just waiting, and I'm waiting to see which one ends up staying before
It's
I even
potluck.
bother to comment.
Yep. Potluck.
Well,
It's not-
I think we can go. So now that Shelly's got us up, she's trying to get us up to 7,000 likes. I think we're at 6,000.
It's only the three of us.
Well, there is no point, Shelly. They're absolutely, and if you, people who get paid on TikTok, they actually get paid on views. That is actually what TikTok pays people for, is how
Yeah,
many views they get.
and they usually get a sponsor as well.
Yes, and but I can't remember what the numbers are, but I will tell you. Okay, think of, because I forgot to mention this, for the last 3 weeks that I did get to 1,000 videos, and but yeah, if I don't know how many millions of views that you would have to
Mm.
have, but well, you actually, that's one of the things that um, to monetize your site, you have to average 100,000 views a month. I think it is. It's
I would
it's
never
based
get to
on
that
it's
point.
based on how many views a month. But yeah, yeah, videos going viral because technically viral is, I looked this up a long time ago. It's like 20 million views within 5 days. That's technically what viral is. That most of the time is a fluke. It is something that nobody could predict or have any idea that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're just, I mean, I've never had a video go viral, so I don't know what that's like. But because I've heard people say going viral when they get 5 or 10,000 views, that's not really viral.
No.
And but because somebody said that when I had the video that got the first time, when I had the video that got the 25 or 30,000 views, somebody said something about it going viral. And I'm like, I don't think that's actually viral. So that's when I looked it up. And I'm like, yeah, that's not viral. But anyway, um, that's kind of a lightning striking kind of thing.
Yeah.
And or they are celebrities, or they are sponsored creators who have a lot of money and backing, because you can buy views. You can pay to get your videos on the FYP more.
Yeah.
You can promote your videos. You can pay money to promote your videos. So advertisers and people that are backed professionally professional TikTokers, you know, they do that.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
would. There would be
but
no
yeah,
point. There would be no
I
point in me
guarantee you
doing that. I would
this.
go broke.
I guarantee you, there is no video that I'm going to create that's ever going to go viral. That is never going to happen.
I'm happy when I get 500 views. I
Yeah,
get very excited.
I'm happy if I spend a bunch of time creating a video. I'm really if I spend 5 hours creating a video, I'm doing that for myself. I'm not
Mm,
really doing that for anybody else. You know, it needs to please me, and I guarantee you, I watch my TikTok videos more than anybody else does. I
yeah,
guarantee it.
I watch
Well,
mine
maybe
too.
not all of them. But I probably watch them. I watch them a lot
Yep, I
because
watch
I like
mine.
them. I
Yeah,
do like them.
if we didn't like them, we wouldn't put them up.
Exactly. I
Sometimes it's just
absolutely.
fun. I put up goofy ones.
My cousin Brian is always making fun of me because when I'm at their house, because I'm replying to comments. So of course I'm on my videos, and my cousin Brian's always like, "You watch your videos more than anybody else does," and I said that is a fact. But when I watch it, it doesn't count as a view.
Mm,
And people also, I've heard people say that you just put a video on and let it run and run and run. That counts as one view. That does not count as a bunch of views. People will have some notion that it does, but it doesn't.
no,
And
it just makes your viewing go up a little because you're watching the whole entire thing. Doesn't
yeah.
matter if you watch the whole entire thing once or 10 times in a row.
Shelly saying she cares about her views on eBay because those turn into sales. That's right, Shelly.
Yep.
That's right. Her eBay is monetized.
Well, that's the only reason to go on eBay is to sell or buy something.
I know. That's what that was my joke, Diane.
I go on TikTok to buy a lot of stuff too.
Now I like my YouTube channel, which I never had any intention of monetizing it anyway. I never had any intention of doing that, but I knew that if I monetized it, that I couldn't use the music that I wanted to use in my videos, and
Yeah.
even like my one YouTube channel. Um, I think I don't know what it's at now because I don't look at it very often, but probably maybe a year ago it had 500,000 views. And I don't remember how many videos are on there, but I think out of that 500,000 views, I think uh, most of those views are divided up between three videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean there's hundreds of videos on there, but most of them that's on my page. That was on my YouTube channel that I did when I worked at Mercedes Benz. I think you've heard me talk about that before, how I did videos of the cars and
Yeah.
put them up, and other stuff that we were doing at the dealership, but it's mostly videos of cars. And some of them are little how-to things. Some of them are I would film our training when the trainer would let me. Some trainers told me you can't do that and put that on YouTube, and I'm like, really? Well,
Here I
nobody's ever
go.
told me to take it down, and I got a bunch of them on there.
Here I
And
go.
Mercedes Benz didn't care if we did that. And anyway, there wasn't anything about our training that was inside information or
Nah,
anything. And
sensitive.
yeah, it was our training was what they wanted us to tell customers. So here's how I'm telling my customer. But anyway, um, oh, I'm going to run TikTok. Oh, good, good, Shelly. But you know what? You need to follow people. You need to follow people back.
Yeah, let her get some people to follow, and then she can follow them back.
That's right.
I find fewer and fewer people though to follow because I really don't like most people's videos that are up now. And now that I started buying crystals and the stones and stuff on TikTok, that's the only people that follow me is other dealers that want to sell me stuff. So I'm not going to follow
Oh.
all of them back because then they'll be the only ones on my following page.
I got you, Shelley. I got you, Shelley.
Oh, run ads.
She's actually going to run ads
That should
on
be
there.
interesting.
Oh, and then all they need to do is click your link, and it'll take them to your website. I got you.
Like the Facebook ads and stuff that come up on the sides.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. But
Ooh,
I don't think
sorry if I.
most of like the people that Diane buys from, that's not what they're doing. They do lives.
Yeah, I enjoy the lives because you get to
Yeah,
know
I
the
do too.
people, and they tell you about their lives and their kids and their husbands and their cats and their dogs. And I would rather buy from somebody I feel like I know than to go into a store and buy from a complete stranger. I like I like the interaction.
Yeah, you know what? Crap.
Don't
I
knock
forgot
that
to
thing
plug
down
my
on your
phone
head.
in. Yeah. I forgot to plug my phone in. I
Yep.
got the
Don't
little
knock that
battery
thing
thing on.
down.
I was going to say something. Oh, I read it on my card. No, 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 no. Huh. I would have sworn it was something I read on this card, but clearly it wasn't. Oh, I know what it was that I was talking about, that getting all of my stuff together for the trip. And so I have the part of the clothes laid out on my bed. Still don't have any shoes. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was laying there thinking, I have not flown for a while. I haven't flown in about probably 8 years. No, wait a minute. I did fly. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Anyway, I was thinking, oh my God, they may have changed the size of a carry on because my plan is to only take a carry on and my purse.
Yeah.
And my suitcase that I have, because that's how I always did it. When I traveled, I always only, because I did not want to check a bag.
And now it's too
So I mean,
expensive to
this
check
is
one.
even years ago. You know what the salesman that I traveled with, you know what they called you if you checked a bag? A rookie. You pack what you need in one suitcase that you can carry on. We ain't
Yeah.
waiting for no baggage
Luggage.
claim.
Yeah.
Oh, here, look at the rookie.
Yeah. I don't. It all depends where I'm going and for how long as to what I pack. But I'm never really in a rush, so I don't really care if I have to wait on the baggage or not. But most of the time I just bring a carry on and a tote bag. That's it. I put my pocketbook in the tote bag and I put
Yeah,
things in
well,
the tote bag that I wouldn't want to be parted from. Because
yeah,
sometimes even if you take a carry on and if there's no room in the overheads, they make you check it at the gate anyway. So just because you have the intention of bringing it on board with you doesn't necessarily mean
mean
it's
that
going to
I'll
make it
get
there.
to.
Yeah. So I carry all my necessities. I carry my
And I've
jewelry.
actually had that happen before, that I was on a flight, and on the first leg of the flight, I could carry it on. The second leg, I couldn't. I had to check it.
Yep.
And I will tell you, that is the one time that I had a bag lost, is when that happened.
Yep. Yeah. Because you don't know what they're doing with it, where they're putting it, whatever. At least when you check it, when you come in, you know it's going to go to the baggage check and they're going to sort through them and send them to the whatever. When you have to check it on the plane, they take it, and after the stewardess takes it, you don't know where it goes.
Yep.
They give it to the baggage handlers. You don't know if they put it on the right card or not. You don't know if
I'm glad that you mentioned that to me because I would have probably forgotten about that
they. Yep.
and packed things that I need it to actually put in my purse. Now I never had any intention of putting my medicine and that stuff. That was always going to go in my purse.
Yeah.
But I may have, you know, but anyway, I am gonna do the carry on, and so I looked online to check the measurements of a carry on, and anybody that needs to know of the however many 4 people that are here, a carry on can be 22 inches
Yeah.
long by 14 inches wide by 9 inches deep. So I'm at the 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I think my suitcase is bigger than that. So I get up and get the measuring thing out and measure it. Nope, it's exactly a little under 22, a little under
Yeah.
14, and about 3 or 4 inches below 9 inches deep. But that's because it's got a zipper thing that you can expand it, and the
Yeah.
height, the deepest it can be is 9 inches. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you like overfilled it
Yeah. That's
and
if
put
you stuff
things
it
in
to
the
the brim.
outside pockets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've
Most.
actually done that before, stuck things in the outside pockets that I had to take out
Mm,
because it wouldn't fit in the overhead with those things in it.
yeah. Most of the time, most suitcases that they sell are either take on size or check size, and they're
Right.
vastly bigger. So they rarely sell any suitcases as take ons that aren't the right size.
Well, I just
Most,
thought, in that many years, things could have changed. They could have made, a carry on can't be any, could have been, had to be smaller.
yeah, well, that's why I take my little 22-inch carry on and I always bring a tote bag, put my pocketbook in it with all my important, papers and ID and whatnot, and my medication and my jewelry, because
Oh,
those
you know
things I
what
do
I do?
not want in
Well,
my pocket.
I'm not even going to take any jewelry. I'm going to wear the same pair of earrings and the same pair of necklace or the same necklace. I'm not going to worry about that. Um, and the shoe thing.
Yeah, the shoes are a
Man, it
pain
is
because they.
hard for me to imagine only having one pair of shoes to go with every outfit. That's why this pair of sandals has got to be, well, number one, they got to fit.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is taking the 3 pair that just 2 of them just came today. I'm taking them all back, sending them all back to Amazon, and I'm going to a daggone shoe store and I'm going to bite the bullet and go in a shoe store and get a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
Because
shoes are.
I don't I have a lot of flip flops, that are kind of dressy and, ornate
Mhm.
looking and everything. Um, but I want a pair of sandals with a strap that goes behind my heel. I don't
Yeah,
want flip flops.
so they don't fall off.
And so I'm going to get me a pair of, and I want them to be black. Excuse me, black, because most of my clothes, my bathing suit is black with white polka dots. My cover ups are black or white. Most of my clothes that I'm taking are black and white.
I try to do that too, though. When I pack, I try to
Yeah, then
pack
I can
maybe
mix and
two
match them.
colors. Yeah, I bring two
And
colors that
my
I can mix and
hat, I got my sun hat. It's got a black,
visor.
band around it, but I got a black, really pretty scarf that I'm going to tie around it and leave hanging down in the back
Hmm.
because it's a really big, like, sun hat, like this big.
Yeah, you never see me in a sun hat.
And then I just realized that I'm going to have to wear that because I can't put that in a suitcase. If it gets smashed, it's ruined.
Yep, it's not going to ever retain it and go back to its original
Right. So
shape.
I'm going to have to wear it on the plane and have to
Yeah.
wear it there and wear it back. And Zach has taken me to Louisville. It's a Saturday night, the 9th, and we're going to stay at my cousin's, and then he'll take me to the airport at 10 o'clock the next morning. And because my flight's like 12:15 or something. And see, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about too, Diane. I'm thinking about I'm going to have to sit in that airport for a couple of hours. And
Yep.
I don't even know how long it takes to get from Louisville to Orlando. I haven't even looked at that yet.
Not very long.
But I can rest on the flight.
Hmm.
I'm perfectly relaxed on a plane. I'm not, that's rest time. And then I get off in Orlando, and I don't know how long we're going to lay over there. It's not much more than a couple of hours. And then we get on the plane there. I have no idea, but that shouldn't be long at all. From
No.
Orlando to there, what is that, like 90 miles,
From
100
Orlando to
miles?
from Orlando to the Dominican Republic?
Yeah. What is that, like a 20-minute flight?
No, it's not that quick. Because
Oh,
Orlando is northern Florida. It's
okay.
kind of north. So I would say it'd probably be to the Dominican Republic. I would say probably maybe an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay, so that
It
won't
depends
be
if
that
you have
long.
no. It depends if
And
you have
then
a
we get
tailwind or
picked
not.
up. Then the resort picks us up at the airport, so
Yeah,
that's no big deal.
yeah. They send you a little bus and they come and get you.
And I don't know how long a trip it is from the airport to the resort.
Not long. It's not that big an
And,
island.
and so, but I know that won't be all of that. It'll just be, the whole day of
Yeah,
the traveling that, but most of the time I'm just going to be sitting and resting.
yeah. You just be sitting and looking at the sights. I mean, it's a nice ride from the airport to the hotels because they usually ride you along by the ocean way, so you get to see the beaches and the ocean. It's very pretty. And the flight from Louisville to Orlando is going to be nothing, like an hour, and
No,
then the
I
flight
know.
to the
I know.
Dominican is like 2 hours. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So it won't you won't actually spend that much time in the air. You'll be spending more time in the airport,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is a pain, but you got
Yeah,
to do
because
it.
I can't relax when I'm sitting in an airport. I can relax on the plane, but sitting in the airport,
Yeah,
I can't relax.
yeah, it's a pain. And don't touch anything and don't eat anything in the airport.
Okay.
You
In the
want
airport in the Dominican, you mean?
to in the airport anywhere,
Okay.
especially Orlando,
Okay.
because there's a million people in every hour that go through there. So
I've
you don't
only
want
been in the airport. I've never been to Orlando, but I have spent all day in the airport there one time. When I was on my way back from Tallahassee,
to.
they
And that was
flew me
before all
out of
this.
Tallahassee and they canceled my original flight, so I ended
Mm.
up having to fly to Orlando and be on a space available and had to sit there all day to get
Waiting.
back to Ohio.
Yeah, no, that was before all this COVID stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was years ago. That was
Yeah,
actually that was actually the first time that I flew after 9/11.
yes,
Was when I went to
I used to
Tallahassee for, I
fly.
mean, it was for work.
Yeah, before COVID, I used to fly all over the place 'cause I love to travel and always someplace beachy. I like nice beachy places, so I would always travel. But then this COVID, because I swear that that's where I got COVID when I went to New York, is the airport.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to sit on stuff, and your hands, just automatically when you go sit down and when you push off to get up, you're touching stuff. So bring your hand sanitizer for sure, and don't eat or drink anything in the airport.
Got it.
Probably get it, like a bottle of water if you want something to drink. Don't get anything that has to be prepared.
Well, and
And
then that's the other thing that I thought about too. That whole time, I'm going to be wearing a mask, and when I wear a mask for a long period of time, because I can't breathe as well,
yeah,
we cannot breathe as well through a mask. Yeah, that starts to cause me a little bit of problem, but
yeah, it'll be a drag, but
yeah, it'll be our. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it because I haven't gone on a trip for such a long time that and most of the time when I traveled, it was for work.
mm,
I mean, in my adult life, most of the time when I traveled, it was for work.
yeah, mine was always for pleasure.
And
I
because
commuted
of
to
me
work.
doing that so much for work, I didn't want to go anywhere when I was on vacation. Let me just stay home.
Yep,
That will be
that's
my
all.
vacation. Let's just stay home.
Yeah, that's how I would be when my friends would say on the weekends, "Oh, let's go to Manhattan for the weekend. Let's go to the city." I'm like, no. I go there 5 days a week, every week of my life. No, I don't want to go to the city. They're like,
Yeah.
but there's nothing to do here. Let's go to Manhattan. You can go to Manhattan if you want. I'm not going. I
Hi,
spent too much
Gabby.
time there.
Hi, Gabby. Good to see you, sweetheart. I don't know why we're still on here. We're just sitting here chatting. Shelly and Diane and I are just sitting here talking to each other because there's not
Yep.
really anybody else here. They all left. It's like they're not even talking to us. We're leaving.
And most of the regulars really didn't show up.
Yeah, there were not a lot of people here tonight, but you know what? I was kind of tired when I did that. And plus, I had somebody that kept texting me while I was trying to get the promo out. And and since there's nobody else here, who else is here? Shelly, who's here? I can see on here. Okay, it's just Shelly, Diane, and Gabby and I, so I can know what one of the things when I said there's a underlying theme in all of my videos that I did in the last week or so. It's because I finally when because everybody in my family all the time, the person that isn't here after 2 years and they're still not here.
Yes.
Um,
The aforementioned man.
yeah. And I took a 7 month break from that where he was blocked and gone. And then he found on TikTok, and so I opened that door again. And that was a few months ago. I don't know when it was, about 2 or 3 months ago. I have no idea. I don't pay that close attention to it. And but yeah, it was like, because everybody in my family always says, he's not really coming here, right? If he were going to come here, he'd be here by now, right?
I know. Yep.
And I never paid any attention to that. I just said, well, you don't know what I know. It was like I didn't pay attention to it. Well, it's so funny because I think it was Zach. I'm pretty sure it was either Zach or Alexis because they're the ones that beat that drum all the time. Not so much anymore. We don't even talk about it anymore. But it is not a subject that is brought up. And but anyway, when I heard that, the last time I heard it from whichever one, a couple of weeks ago, whenever I heard it, it rang true.
It's starting to sink in now.
And it was like, huh, yeah. And then I had to evaluate whether or not that was actually what I wanted all along,
Mm.
is, as we called it, the pretend boyfriend.
Yep. Have
Is
more of
that
a pen.
really what I actually wanted? Because when it wasn't, when I knew for a fact that it wasn't pretend, I didn't stay in that very long. I got out of that like right now. Remember I was supposed to go to Canada, and it was like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. And I was out of that. So that's the theory, is that it's because I don't really, and the reason that I kind of still hold on to this is because subconsciously I know he's never coming here. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah,
And
sometimes
I'm pretty sure there's probably some truth to that, because I kind of like my life the way it is. I don't really want it
yep.
kind of messed up.
Yeah, sometimes you like the idea of a boyfriend more than actually having the
Oh yeah,
boyfriend.
I do. I really do. I like that, but I don't really need them in my house.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I agree.
see, that the thing with Canada, the reason I was going to have to go there is because of he worked, and because of the way the if you leave the country, when you come back, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So whatever time he spent here, he was going to have to take that 2 weeks extra off of work to come here. You know what I mean? And he wasn't in a position to do that.
oh well.
And so it made perfect sense for me to be the one to go there. And my Uncle Walter said, I know you're not doing that. I'm like, yes, I am. I renewed my passport and everything else. Yes, I am going there. Well, it turns out my Uncle Walter was right, because I didn't go anywhere.
Nope. But at least you got your passport redone so you can go
That's
to the
right.
job.
So that then I was prepared for this trip,
There you go.
because, yeah, I had my passport expired. I don't even know how many years ago.
I
I have no
used
idea how
to,
many years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago it expired. It was more
yeah,
than
well,
5. It was more
I
than
used
5.
to travel quite a bit, so mine was always up to date. But then with the last, with COVID and all that other business, I said, I don't remember when I got my passport redone. I said, I think I did it once I moved to Florida, but let me check. And I
Well, I
did.
will
So,
tell you, I was so thrilled, because originally I was supposed to go to Canada right before Christmas and stay for maybe a few weeks.
mm,
Whenever I got my passport, I was going to go to Canada, and I was going to stay until Christmas, and then he was going to bring me home and come back here and stay here for a week. Well, then we found out couldn't do that. But anyway, whenever I went to get my passport, they said it was going to take how many months? I forget how many months
yeah.
to get my passport. And I thought, well, heck, it'll be like May before I can go. So I wasn't worried about it. Well, then that daggone passport got here in 5 weeks.
Yeah, they tell you,
They said 5 months, and I didn't expedite it either. Like, I'm
no,
not expediting that.
The same thing happened with mine. They told me it would take 3 or 4 months, and it was here in a month. There's no rush. Oh,
Yeah,
Gabby
I
says
don't
her.
even. I'm
Yeah,
saying 5 weeks. That's on the outside. It was probably more like a month.
yeah. Gabby said her mom said hi, and she's going to bed. And Kimberly says hi too.
Oh, hi, Kimmy. Hi, Jessica. Love you. I haven't talked to them for a while. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. Sorry,
She gives
Grandma
her
wasn't paying
cookies.
attention to you. But yeah, I haven't. Jessica, well, Jessica was at home for quite a while, so she was FaceTiming me every day pretty much. Now she's back at work and she's working unusual hours.
Mm,
So she doesn't FaceTime me very often, so I don't get to see Kimmy very often anymore like I was. But yeah, but anyway, so that was another thing that I reevaluated was with that, and so I said, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I won't block you, um, unless I need to.
yeah,
And but yeah,
agree.
and you know what? If you ever actually decide to come here, I'll probably be right here. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like I'll believe it when I see it, kind of thing.
Hmm.
And but other than that, yeah, I don't really need to. I don't really need to do this anymore. I don't need to
Me
text with
neither.
you anymore. I don't really need to do any of this anymore.
If it
It's
doesn't
kind of run
progress,
its course.
yeah, if it doesn't progress after a while, then you're just stagnating and nothing's going on, and it just becomes
Well,
tedious.
yeah, it was kind of like, okay, we've said everything we can possibly say. Um, and you know what? I don't, I can no longer make myself believe that you are ever actually coming here.
Mm.
I can't, my brain is not buying that lie anymore.
It believed it for a while, and then not so much.
Yeah. And it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5,000 times, shame on me.
Yeah. Uh,
But
did
anyway, and then it was so funny because I hadn't had any, you know, no correspondent, wasn't corresponding with him anymore for a week or two. I don't know how long it's been. I didn't pay it. The time went by so quickly, I have no idea. But anyway, and then I get a text always on Thursday. Um, not while I was actually in the middle of doing my promo, and I don't even know what it was. And oh, he sent me the temperature there was 117 degrees
Oof.
on a because he works a lot on roofs, put like big high rise buildings, putting in air
Yeah,
conditioning units and stuff, and it was 117 degrees. And I said, "Yeah, that's insane. I don't know how you stand that." And
that's hot.
he said, "Well, because I'm a tough cookie." And I said, "Yeah, I think that's my line, cookie." Because
It's okay.
he calls me Cookie because I went by Cookie when I was in high school.
Mm.
And but anyway, then he said, I'll be there soon. And I said, yeah, I wish I could still believe that.
Yeah.
And he
It's
said,
like,
well,
yeah, yeah.
I believe. He said, I believe. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. You go ahead and believe for both of us, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll happen. Because
Yeah.
I'm, I can't. It's, you know what I mean? It's like you can only trick yourself into believing something for so I can't trick myself into believing that anymore. I don't know how I tricked myself into believing it before.
Because you want it to be true,
Yeah,
and then when it doesn't
exactly.
pan out,
You nailed it, Diane, because I wanted to believe it.
yeah. And then when it doesn't,
it suited my purpose.
yeah. And then when things don't pan out, then after a while you start to feel like a jerk because
Well, I
you've
said
been
that to him
bamboozled.
a long time ago. I said, I have felt like a fool more through this than I have ever felt in my life.
Not worth it.
And it's because I know perfectly well that this isn't, all this is a game. This is a game. And, and I used to always say that he would suck me back into it. No, he didn't. I went back into it every time because I wanted to.
Yeah, you volunteered.
And I just liked it. I just liked, somebody that's I'm never going to actually have to deal with.
Because then you can talk to them any old way you like.
Well, that was kind of true anyway. That was part of the problem. But, and see, Zach has actually changed his thinking about that whole thing, that we're going to call it that whole thing. Because Zach realizes something about that one because he doesn't do what I tell him to do. He will not do what I tell him to do. And Zach said, that's the one.
Yep.
That is the one.
Yep.
Because
sometimes you like a little back and forth.
And it is true because I'd rather argue than breathe. And I don't mean argue like fighting, arguing. I mean just that
debating,
back and forth. And Zach said, "Yep, I get it now," because he will not do what I tell him to do.
Yeah.
And I said that a long time ago about how nobody really challenges me. They just kind of, what I called it was they just let me lead. They just let me do what nobody ever challenges me and says, don't do that. Or when I tell them to do things, they do them. They just do them.
Yeah, they don't put up a fight.
Yeah. They usually, in my house, I run the show. And Zach's the only one that comes here and gets away with, and he rubs it in my son-in-law Michael's face about how those rules don't apply to me. Those rules are for you. They don't apply to me. And there is some truth to that. And because Zach is my match too. He's nobody tells him what to do. And including me.
Well, you like somebody with a little spine and a little bit of fight left in them. You don't want to,
I don't like for somebody to just
acquiesce.
I have no interest in a man who just that won't stand up to me.
Yeah, somebody that
I have no interest in a man who's not a man.
Yeah.
I want them to be the man. Step into that role and be the man. Call the shots because I'm tired of doing it.
Yep.
And and that's how Brad was. Brad was, and I'm good with that. I want somebody in that role because I don't really want that role. I'd always had to be in that role at home and at work. And I like somebody else to take care of things once in a while.
Well, Shelley says
anyway, I do think that Zach was he was on point about that. because that is part of it. It's because he doesn't do one thing I tell him to
Shelley said you can
do.
find someone like that that actually shows up, though. That's true.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly, Shelley. Exactly. Once I once I could put my finger on what it was, but I'm going to tell you, and Shelley, you I don't know if you have a sense of this or not, but there are not very many men out there. There just aren't, and there haven't been for a long time.
that's the truth.
And no, it's true. They're not.
Between the economy and the socialization and outspokenness of women, we've
And
kind
the
of,
feminization.
yeah, and we kind of just like squashed them into a little box,
Yeah.
and now they can't really be themselves. So they decide, well, I don't want to be the man now. You're telling me I
Yeah.
can't do this, I can do that, I can't do this. I don't want to be the man now. So you just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do that. And I'm not going to do anything extracurricular because I don't know if you want that or not. And by women saying, I don't really need a man anymore,
Yeah.
we have pushed
See
them into a
that
different role.
that's the thing too, Diane, because I don't need okay, I need a man to do certain things like, certain things that I can't do to my car myself, or
Yeah, physical
a
things.
few jobs around my house that like I can't flip the mattress myself because it's too heavy, and we figured out for me not to do that because it was a
Hmm.
bad idea. And that's what Zach does. So
That's why
I
I
don't
have.
really need anybody in my house doing those things.
Yeah, that's why I
And
have a hand.
exactly, Shelley. Exactly. That's
Yep, with
exactly
my.
what I was getting ready to say. And if Zach doesn't have time to do it, I can take it and get it done. I can, I don't have to fix anything in this house anyway because it doesn't belong to me. I call
Yeah,
the landlord when something breaks.
yeah. See,
And
I have
that's
to
how
fix
I
my.
want it to be.
I
I
have
don't
to
want to
fix
be
stuff, but
responsible for fixing stuff.
yeah, I have to fix my own stuff. But that's why I have a handyman. So he
Yeah.
comes, does whatever I need him to do, and he doesn't live here. So that makes him the perfect man. Come here, do stuff, and leave.
Like Joy Behar said years and years ago, Joy Behar said, I don't really need a man in my house. Come, hook the VCR up and leave.
It's true.
And I don't need a man to do any of that kind of stuff. I can do all that stuff myself.
Yeah, I did. I packed my entire house myself, and when I moved to Florida, I unpacked my entire house myself.
Now, I didn't do that. Zach and Alexis and my son in law Michael and my cousin Brian and my uncle Walter, they all,
Yeah, no, I had no help whatsoever.
and my grandsons also helped. Even little Carter, when I moved here,
Mm-mm.
Carter was only, what, 3 or 4 years old. And it was so funny because he was walking through the house with a carpet that was rolled up. He was a tiny little thing. And Alexis intentionally, because I was sitting there mostly because I wasn't able to do. I was sicker then than I am now, and I wasn't really able to do very much at all. And Alexis put that carpet over Carter's shoulder and sent him through the room in front of me just to see what I would say. And I knew that I knew Carter wasn't really moving the carpet. I mean, he was dragging it on his shoulder through the house. And I said, Carter, don't, don't, bend that carpet. You'll misdirect the nap. And Mom's like, really, Mom? Alexis was like, really, Mom? That's what you're worried about? He's 3 years old carrying this giant carpet through the house, and you're telling him don't bend that carpet.
Oh, I am pooping out. I'm so
Yep,
tired
me
today.
too.
I don't even know
Well,
why.
it's 9:34. That's why. But
Yeah,
anyway, so
it was just the three of us, and it was kind of pleasant. So
I know.
that's because we had to give the boot to a couple of people tonight. We got just as many weirdos as we did regulars.
I know. I saw that. I saw it was starting out bad. Oh, I on my friend Shep Gold's live. You go to somebody's live very often, you kind of know how they are. And Shep is very much like I am. He doesn't use foul language. He doesn't want any political. No,
Yeah,
it's about the music and that's it. Don't come in here talking about that stuff. That's not what we
nonsense.
do here. Well, anyway, somebody came in and they were doing something that I knew daggone well was going to get them thrown out. So I just said, be careful. That person came after me and I mean, not real, you know what I mean, saying
Yeah,
stuff to
they're
me.
commenting directly to you.
And so what I did, because I thought, yeah, you can do that here. I don't really care. Um, and I went to their profile and blocked them so that they couldn't come to my page. But I thought, but Shep immediately when he saw, because they had already said something like three different things to me. It wasn't anything real bad. It was just kind of,
Annoying.
yeah, it was disrespectful.
Mm.
And when Shep saw it, he, just like I would do if somebody did that, he immediately said, "Don't do that. Don't you come on my live and disrespect, you know, one of my friends on here." And so that, and that's the first time I've ever had that happen where somebody, I mean, really came after me on somebody's live. But he said she was trying to help you, which is exactly what I was doing. I was trying to help them. And
Yeah, that's
because
why
I knew he was going to throw them out.
I always have to think when I'm on someone else's live because I'll just insert myself into a
Yeah,
conversation.
that's what I did.
Like maybe I shouldn't because they
That's
might
what
take
I
it the wrong
did,
way.
and I
And
don't usually do that. I interact, like people do on here. If somebody I know, when my friends come in there, we
mm,
say hi to each other, and sometimes we even get in conversations. But I don't ever go in there and try to moderate his live because I'm not a moderator on other people's lives intentionally.
yeah,
I don't want to be a moderator on his live. And anyway, hi Jack. I don't Jay Bear. Hi, it's Jack. I don't know who. I don't know if I know that person.
well, you do
I know
now.
I've like three Jacks. I think we
Hard to
know
keep
D
that straight.
Jack Whitman. We know what's his name, Cowboy Mafia Jack.
Mm.
So those are the only two Jacks that I know, I guess. But anyway, um, but I
Yeah, now
haven't been going to those my music lives that I like to go to. I haven't been. The next video that I'm making is that song "Tell It to My Heart." That
mm,
Taylor Dane song "Tell It to My Heart." That's the next video that I'm going to make. I just haven't been motivated enough to make it.
I used to play that in my car when I was in my 20s constantly. I had that cassette tape and I had a cassette tape player in my 94 Camaro. And I played that tape so many times that it actually broke in the tape
My
player.
sister loved her. My
Yep.
sister is the one that loved her and listened to her all the time.
Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Oh,
But yeah,
he's from Augusta. You're from Jack. You're from Augusta, Kentucky. Well, I'm in Kentucky too, but I don't remember you. I don't remember seeing you here before. Oh, okay. He's 67.
60.
What were we sitting here talking about?
Yeah. We were talking about it's time to sign out because it's late.
Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. Well, anyway. Well, thank you for joining the conversation, Jack. I appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
are. Yeah. And I don't think we really have to give our sign offs because there's nobody here but us.
Well, I do that so in case I want to use it for a TikTok.
Oh,
It's why I do that, Diane. But I haven't used it for one because they're never very good. Well, Jack, Diane and both our fathers were policemen. Diane, your dad was a New York City policeman, wasn't he?
yes, he was. He was in the Navy and then he was a policeman.
Yep. And my dad was a military policeman. But anyway, what is wrong with my eyes?
Why?
I don't know. They look weird to me.
They look very light tonight.
Hmm. I don't know. Oh, because I'm wearing white. Because the color of my eyes changes depending on what color of clothes I got on.
Yeah,
But
they look almost like a tawny color tonight.
yeah, sometimes they're gold.
Yeah, they look a little golden tawny.
Uh huh. But anyway, like I always say, I want this to be your favorite TT show every Thursday night. So I'll see you next week, same time, same station. Love y'all. Now I've got that if I want to use it.
Yeah, and I'll be there in the bottom.
Bye, Diane. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully I'll do some TikToks between now and then. We'll
Alrighty.
see. Love you, Shelly. Thank you so much, Shelly. Who is that?
Night,
Oh,
Shelley.
that's Jack. Bye, Jack. Nice to meet you. Bye, you guys.
Bye bye.
I can't find the button.